Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to bring you, again, a kind of special game for me. It's called Someday You'll Return. This is the director's cut. And why is it the director's cut? Because there is a older version of the game, which I own, and for that same reason, I got the director's cut, which is kind of a remaster. I got it for free. So I always wanted to do a video, or not exactly a review, but more of talking a bit about this game. And why is that? It's because one of the first games that I ever bought on Steam, and it's one of the reasons why I bought a laptop that could allow me to play horror games, because I was mostly a PlayStation 4 player, or console player if you prefer. And I started to notice that although there's quite a few horror games on consoles, it is a bit lacking. And it did bother me that most of the games never came to PS4 or to Nintendo Switch or whatever. Hence, I decided to buy a laptop to play. Steam is exactly the master of horror games, especially indie games. And in this case, don't let the graphics fool you. Someday it will return. It is indeed an indie game. It was developed by a not small, because CBE Studios or CBE Software is not exactly a very small studio, but they are not exactly rockstar levels of big meter. So, why do I like the game? First of all, the game is a bit open, so you explore quite a bit of a map, and I did enjoy that. I did find the forest to be quite amazing to look at. In the remaster, most often, they're not. I will see myself just stop and appreciate the graphics. The gameplay is where things fall a bit apart. So you have kind of a herbalist section, because the main character he tends to do some connections with herbs and to use herbs to go around the map, which is not bad per se, but it could have been simplified. I always thought that if you manage to do one potion, the next potion that you do and the same could be automated instead of forcing you all the time to look. And unfortunately, my eyesight is not the best, so not always I can read what are the ingredients or how to use the ingredients in the herbalist section of the game. If you do not understand what I'm talking about, don't worry, you'll understand when you see it, because you unlock this section around chapter 3, if I remember. Chapters, because the game is divided by chapters, and the chapters are fairly short, so it doesn't take you long to reach there. The game sometimes can have a few puzzles that are a bit convoluted. At least in my case, I found that some puzzles were a bit hard to find. Not mostly the puzzles, but the key finding was a bit troublesome, especially when you reach the camp area, which is in chapter 3. It's a bit troublesome and made me lose my time in there a bit. Even now, after playing it 2, 3 times, though I haven't finished it yet, because the first time I played it, the game didn't have Steam Cloud. So every time I played it, and if I erased the game or if I cleaned the laptop, unfortunately, I would have to play everything again. Speaking of that, if you have that same problem, you always have a tool that you can use called Game Save Manager that will save you a lot of time for games that do not support Steam Cloud, which I find quite silly. I think all the games on Steam should support Steam Cloud, especially the most recent ones, because let's face it, sometimes you play on laptop, sometimes you play on a Steam Deck or another laptop, and you don't have to restart the same game over and over again. Unfortunately, it happened to me quite often. And this is the reason why I never made a video about Someday You'll Return. Every time I wanted to play it again, I would have to start all over again. And that, even if you enjoy, even if it's your favorite game, after the 20th time of restarting the game, you start to lose your patience. Fortunately, they decided to add Steam Cloud compatibility, so I've been playing it and I've been enjoying it quite a lot, although I did finish chapter 5 and I'm still on chapter 3, which is quite unfortunate. But as you can see, I do advise you to try the game. It's really awesome. At the moment, you can buy it for £5.35 if you are in the UK, but usually has a very cool price with that. I bought it at full price when it came out and did not regret it. I do enjoy it. As I said, CBE Software made a remake, and the remake was free for everyone that paid for the first version, and yeah, I do enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy the video as well. If you enjoy horror, this is exactly the game for you. There isn't much else to talk about it. As I said, the gameplay is varied. You have some stealth sections, you have some herbalist sections where you have to cook some potions to take, and this will entertain you for a few hours. The story itself is not much to write home about. It starts a bit mysterious. I have to admit, the main character is not the most likable person in the world. Quite the contrary. I think this was made on purpose. I think it was made like this for you to not enjoy the character and not to care much about what happens. There's also a karma system, but it's very hard to see what are you doing wrong and what are you doing right. And I know that influences the rest of the game, or at least the ending that you'll have. Some things they will tell you straight away that it will affect your karma. Other things you'll just have to guess and play, learn as you go along. Then again, this is not shortcomings. This, for a horror game, there's a lot in here. When most horrors just focus on walking around and finding keys, this one has things a bit different. The map, even the map as well, sometimes you cannot trust the map too much, which I found it quite cool. So there you go. If you think, to me, this is a bit an open world Blair Witch game. That's it. That's how the Blair Witch would look like if it was a sandbox level. And yeah, it's very cool to look at. I'm gonna stop talking now. I think I said everything I wanted to say about the game after all these years, finally. And I hope you guys do enjoy it as much as I do. If you want to see the game for yourself, I'll leave the link in the description. And if you like the video, don't forget to leave a like, and with luck, I'll see you next time.
Back then, I created 3 quests, but I found only one here. What happened to the others? Or was this one important for some reason? I guess I have no choice but to find these locations and check them myself. The police never caught them. I remember that more than once I felt really edgy up here. Luckily, they never broke in when someone was in the camp. They could have been watching the camp from a high vantage point. Locked.